Belgium's biggest wildfire on record is still burning out of control after cooler weather and rain failed to significantly ease conditions for firefighters there. Belgium is receiving help from several European countries due to the size of the blaze and the difficult terrain there.
Hopes were that the rain would help douse the flames. But it didn't rain enough, and what little did come down has presented firefighters with new problems. Smoke, and lots of it. That in turn reduced visibility, making it even harder for the firefighters to spot fires burning deep, sometimes as deep as 1 or 2 meters in the peaty ground. Firefighters have not been able to achieve much on the ground due to the difficult terrain and the enormous size of the blaze, and have had to attack the fire from above. Belgium activated the European Union Civil Protection Mechanism, a mutual aid arrangement that helps countries share specialized equipment.
That's incredibly valuable, and we know the Swedish planes are also set to take off. Right now, I'm waiting for some updates from the Air Coordination Centre in Spa to find out exactly how things are going. And so we're actually expecting resources from Germany, as well as 2 helicopters from Norway.
The High Fen fire is also threatening to cross over from Belgium into Germany, where local fire crews say they still hope that they can contain the fire.
The critical fire line is currently about 1.5 kilometers from the nearest buildings in the Riedshof area, which was evacuated last night. We're trying to hold that line.
And right behind that line lies the medieval town of Monschau, where German officials have already ordered some precautionary evacuations due to the health risks posed by the smoke.
DW correspondent Rosie Birchard joins me now from the wildfire area near the Belgium-Germany border. Rosie, tell us where you are, what you're seeing and hearing there.
We're just a few minutes drive from the Belgian border here, and you can see behind me we've had plenty of volunteers coming in to bring water to firefighters, and then you'll see over there that is a firefighting mission. You might see it just in the distance. There's plenty of smoke around us. You can see we're wearing our masks here. The air is really thick with the smell of smoke, and this was a fire that has been described as just one of the most destructive in Belgium's history, and there was a kind of convalescence of different factors that made this fire more likely. We had very high temperatures just going into the weekend there. Humidity had also dropped, and then winds picked up, and all of that made for a perfect conditions for fire to spread. And this is a kind of nature reserve park where there's a lot of heathland and also peat bogs, and that made firefighting efforts even more complicated.
This, I understand, is the biggest wildfire that Belgium has ever recorded. Are firefighters there getting any closer to getting it under control, or is it possible that it could spread further?
Both of those things are true. They are closer to getting it under control, especially the areas that they're able to access by land. We've seen plenty of firefighting teams on the ground here, and they have been able to contain the fire more than at least over the weekend. But there are some areas which remain inaccessible, and they require more aerial firefighting support. And for that means that the fire could still spread further. We've seen some firefighting planes sent from nearby countries to try and beef up this mission. The other thing which is really working in firefighters' favour is that we've seen a really big drop in temperatures just from sort of one day to the next, a drop of about 10 degrees Celsius, and humidity has also increased, and that means that for their firefighting efforts on the ground here, the conditions, they say, are more favourable to containing this fire. However, the winds are very unpredictable. They are changing direction, and that means firefighters are kind of having to play catch up and going to different areas, including this one, where just beyond me, they're really, we can feel the smoke picking up around us now. There are fires which they're trying to contain even further.
Now, fires are burning in many parts of Europe, Rosie, as you know, in Greece, Spain, France, Croatia. Other European countries have been helping fight the blazes, sending personnel and equipment as they have there, as you mentioned. Is this cross-border support making a difference?
It is absolutely making a difference. The Belgians have expressed thanks for and solidarity with German firefighters who came from across the border, but also firefighting planes that were sent from the Netherlands. We've also had some support sent in from Sweden. So it is absolutely making a difference. But of course, Terry, the real concern for the future is when you have so many countries facing so many fires, if they all need help at the same time, well, that solidarity is going to be very stretched. And of course, scientists are telling us that with more extreme heat, that wildfires are becoming more frequent and more likely. So that is a really big concern for the future, that while solidarity has been in action and has been working, what's it going to look like in future, and do more dispositions need to be put in place to make sure that Europe is ready for even hotter summers and even more wildfires.
Rosie, thank you very much. That was our correspondent, Rosie Birchard, there at the not far from the German-Belgian border.